Hi folks, hope you're okay today, and it's good to see you. We're looking at this book, Persia and the Bible. One of the great scholars, Yamuchi, he writes on page 242 about Artaxerxes, who we're looking at the moment. The text in the Old Persian and Akkadian indicates that Artaxerxes I completed the great throne hall begun by Xerxes. The Akkadian version reads, Artaxerxes the great king says, by the protection of Armaza, this house Xerxes my father began, and I finished. Me, my Zada, along with the gods protect, and my kingdom, and what I built. Another Old Persian inscription of this king is an identical one-line text found on 4 silver dishes in 1971, an alabaster vase with a quadrilingual inscription of Artaxerxes I was brought to light in Russia. The Egyptian version of the text declared him to be the great pharaoh. So there's all these various manuscripts and there are Aramaic sources. Aramaic and Semitic dialect from Syria became the international language of the Persian Empire in the 5th century BC. Because it was written in an efficient alphabetic script rather than in a cumbersome cuneiform, the Aramaic of the Persia era is sometimes called Royal Aramaic because the Persian kings used it in their communications. So Yamuchi goes into the very technical sources of manuscripts that we can find on this king. Classical sources. Since Herodotus did not cover the reign of Artaxerxes I, and the later passed away before the arrival of Ctesias at the Persian court, we are ill-informed about much of the king's reign. Ctesias 4551 is our major source for the events following the death of Artaxerxes I and the accession of Darius II, whereas accounts overlap with Thucydides. Ctesias' work is clearly inferior. Thucydides, the famous Athenian historian, was a general at the beginning of the Peloponnesian War 431-404, but was dismissed when he failed to prevent the capture of Amphipolis. In the section dealing with the so-called Pentecontacia of the 50 year 477-432, internal between the Persian invasions and the Peloponnesian War, Thucydides mentions Xerxes I in 4 passages. So you can see there's a picture of the king. The most important controversy that has arisen over Ezra and Nehemiah is the question of their order. Traditionally, Ezra arrived in the 7th year of Artaxerxes I, 458. Ezra chapter 7 verse 7, and Nehemiah arrived in the same king's 20th year, 445, in Nehemiah 2:1, some 13 years later. Some scholars, however, have adopted a reverse order of Nehemiah arriving in 4:4 and Ezra arriving in 7th year of Artaxerxes II, 398 BC. Other scholars, by adopting a textual emendation, have favoured an intermediate position that maintains the contemporaneity of the men but places Ezra later than the traditional view in the 27th or 37th year of Artaxerxes I, that is in 438 or 428. There are many arguments in favour of the reverse order. Only a few of these arguments will be considered here. So basically, the reason why I wanted to just show you this book is there's a lot of scholarship that confirms the Bible, the history of the Bible, the truth of the Bible. As we look at the manuscript sources of Persia Empire, in the time of Artaxerxes I and other kings of Persia, we find that information that we get from those sources and from historians before and after the time of the Persian Empire confirm many of the things that the Bible says about these cultures. So I encourage you to not listen to critics when they attack the Bible, but to do good scholarship and to read this kind of material, and you'll be amazed at how much the Bible is accurate in what it says about the ancient world. Thank you for listening, and take care.